Welcome back to Viewer's Voice. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the impacts of social media again, as well as the importance of hobbies and other things that speak to us. Now, we obviously all know how social media obviously has impacted our society, and more specific, us as individuals. And one of the main ways social media easily influences us and impacts us is simply how we view ourselves and how we try to apply what we see just overall on social media or what we see someone else doing and try to make that apply to ourselves as well. Whether that be in a slight beneficial way, if you see someone working out and that encourages you to work out or work on yourself. But most of the time, you obviously know the way we view people on social media and the way we reflect it and view ourselves is oftentimes negative. Instead of seeing someone work out and make that want to encourage you to do the same, instead you just rather praise them for the way they look and how they are able to carry themselves, but not praise yourself for the work that you could be putting in, or even the work that you're doing now, right? Because working on maybe what speaks to them, or maybe that may be their career. If they're a fitness trainer or an advocate or whatever for fitness, right? You may have other things too that speak to you and highlight you, right? Because what we often do at times is we'll compare simply like the worst parts of our lives, right? The behind the scenes parts people don't often see, but we strictly know, and just try to compare that directly to someone else's highlights, the specialties of their life, and all the amazing things we see going on. That's not a fair comparison, right? It's like, think about it in basketball terms. If you're comparing someone's low lights, all their missed shots, missed attempts, right, them getting the ball stolen from someone's highlights, right? That's not fair. You're comparing someone who's at their worst or when they're not doing the best compared to when someone is doing the best, right? And that highlight of their life may not be as frequent. You may have watched the best time of their lives, right? And it was something amazing. Whereas you've had multiple amazing points in your life, and that may outweigh that one point in time that you viewed theirs, if that makes sense. Now, another way we oftentimes put ourselves down, right, is this thinking that we have to be the highlight of everything or the star of everything. The same way we see certain people stand out or celebrities stand out. So like when you see a famous TikToker or a famous musician and you just see them popping up on your feed over and over, you want to be like that person. You want to be seen, you want to be viewed, you want to be adored, you want to have hundreds, thousands of likes, millions of views, people flooding your comments with compliments, things like that, right? But oftentimes, those likes could just consist of anything. Those likes can consist of bots, fakes, people who don't really care, people that just see the video, scroll, so on and so forth. And what that does is that just clouds our mind and just think we need to be praised by millions of people when that's not the case. Because as we know it, if 10 people were to text you right now, 10 people that you didn't know complimented you, that compliment from all those people most likely wouldn't mean as much from a compliment from like a close and dear loved one. Like if your mom were to compliment you or your dad were to compliment you or things of that sort, compared to 10 people that you just don't know, right? Those compliments from people that you care about and that you know are going to mean a lot more because they know you. All them people that follow that celebrity, whatever, they don't know that person, right? They're just doing it because maybe they praise them, idolize them, whatever, right? Maybe because they just look good. But ultimately, most of those comments and compliments are probably empty because at heart they don't really know the person. So what does it mean compared to someone that actually knows you? And even then, don't believe that just because you see someone blowing up on social media, that means you have to blow up immediately as well. Or even then, getting a few likes, a few views, that's still very important because people will think that when you post a video or when you do this and that on the internet, that you just need to immediately go viral or be seen or be viewed. That's not the case, right? Because picture those 200,000 likes that you would have seen on the previous video. Imagine all those people in person, right? Yes, a lot of people. But at the same time, 10 people, 20 people, 3 people is just a lot too. That's a whole classroom. So you getting 30 likes on your video or something like that, that's a whole classroom liking your video. Or think about it like this. If you were in a room with 30 people, that's a lot of people to you. Of 30 people that you don't know, yet they all compliment you. They're all coming at you and treating you like, yeah, you're their celebrity. That's still a lot, and that still means a lot. You don't need to be flooded and crowded with thousands of people, millions of people even, right? Because those small numbers are just as big, and you always have to start somewhere. And that's why I feel like people just forget that, because they believe that everything is just so watered down, which everything is, right? Anyone could relatively get thousands of views, millions of likes, whatever. It happens all the time. Someone will blow up, their video will get so much praise, and then you check their account, and none of that praise carries over. Their next video, the videos before, they're all at their regular couple hundred likes, couple hundred views, whatever. Whereas that one video where they were seeing that highlight video, it is magnified, right? It caught everyone's eye. And that's what goes back to the point earlier where I'm saying you will see someone's highlight of their life and try to compare it to all your lowlights. That's not how it works. Because the same way you've seen them when they're at their highest, look at what they're behind the scenes as well. It's not all that. That same popular viral video you just seen, most likely if you click on the account is not viral itself. That video with 200,000 likes, the account probably only has a few thousand actual followers. But what's important are those people that actually stick with you and actually know you and actually enjoy you, whether it be at your highest or your lowest. That's what's important. So even if it only is a few hundred, a couple, even a handful, or yeah, you were lucky enough to have a few thousand, cherish that. Because you don't always need to be at the center of everyone's attention or the spotlight. Now for the hobbies. Hobbies are very important, because the way I view hobbies, it's a way for each and everyone individually to get an escape from reality, get a breath of fresh air for themselves, and just do something that really appeals to them, right? Whether you're the type to golf, or you just play sports, or play the game, or hang out with friends. All these hobbies, they speak to you in numerous ways. But I feel like I said, all these hobbies have in common usually is getting escape from reality. Whether you're escaping from the stress from your job, a breakup, something like that. These are ways that people just finally be able to get to connect with themselves and enjoy themselves. And it's important to not let anyone or yourself even take away from that. That's why I highly encourage people not to either turn their hobby into like a career, because that's going to take away all the fun and enjoyment out of what you do most and what helps you escape from reality. Because when you try to turn it into like a job or like a source of income, then it loses all value, which is ironic because you're trying to make value from it and profit from it. But that's not the case. And that's why something like this, it's important to me, because as much as it could be a hobby or just a slight interest, or whatever the case may be, it's something that I think is important despite what it is, because I know what it is to me. It's important, right? And it speaks to people the same way it speaks to me and allows me to get my voice out there and get other people's voices out there and opinions out there. And that's why it's like, another thing I think is important too is it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter how much likes you get or how much views you could get. Of course, if you want to profit off of something, yes, how much attention you can make from it is important. But at the end of the day, when your main focus is a message and making sure that message gets spread and allowing people to see it and hopefully benefit from it, or that you can benefit from it altogether, that's what's important. Seeing a video come across your For You page, even if it has one like, if it speaks to you, it caught your eye, it came to your For You page, right? It may have helped you. That's important. That video didn't need to blow up to get to you. It didn't need to blow up for anything really, but it spoke to someone, and I think that's what's important. That's what matters. So if someone could listen to this podcast and be able to take away something from it, that's what's important to me, because it's not just about the money or whatever. It's not just about the money. It's not just about the drama. It's not just about anything that could just keep you with entertainment and focus. Because honestly, I feel there's a lot of things out there, and I mean that's great, of course, but at the end of the day, that's what's kind of taken away from people's focus in the first place. It's just going after pure entertainment, and when you go after pure entertainment, go after the things that just take away from the time that you need and the time that you have. That's where you just start to sink in that social media pit and start to just apply things that don't need to be applied. That's why I try to strictly just not be on social media that long. If it is just like, some jokes and stuff, yeah, I'll watch it. But ultimately, I know that half the stuff I'm viewing on a daily basis is not important. But what is important is being able to see something that not only connects to me, speaks to me, but allows me to improve me. Right? And going back to the whole hobbies thing, that is something that speaks to you and allows you to improve yourself. Don't think just because someone else shares that hobby or dislikes that hobby or is potentially even better at that hobby, that doesn't make it any less meaningful and impactful to you. It's still a way that you connect with yourself, and it's a way that they connect with themselves. It should not be a competition. It should not be a way to try to profit, but it should only be a way to just escape from reality and get a breath of fresh air for yourself, because that's also very much important. And hopefully one of your hobbies is not scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, because as much as that's enjoyable, entertaining, it's not the proper escape that you need. If anything, you're just going to get sucked in a lot more and ultimately taken away from what is important. Because I can guarantee a lot of reality is way more important, which is on the internet. By escape, I just mean ways that you can just slow down time, slow down the moment, and just enjoy what you have. That hobby of yours that you have that you enjoy, you don't have to flaunt it to others. You don't have to flaunt it to yourself even. Just do what you like to do and enjoy that. Don't have other people try to come through and be like, that's lame, or you should really try to find a new hobby or something like that. As long as it fits you and it's beneficial to you and it helps you, that's what's important. And I feel like social media and as well as other people that just don't know what they're saying probably have a easy way of just swaying people's minds and just pushing them in the direction that they don't need to be. Don't let social media change your views and impact you in a way that should not be impactful. Like with the whole view things. If I can manage to get a few hundred views, that's nice. A few hundred people manage to see my work. That's great. I mean, I've got all those likes for every view. But what's important is the message spread a little bit. Your hobby is not something that needs to be spread or just created in a way that takes away what it means to you. Because all that's important is that it fits you and it means something to you. So just stick with it. But I think that's going to be all for this video. I thank you all for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one.